All right, you guys, thank you for joining me on this Chillin' Mojo, where we always try to turn an ordinary day to an extraordinary day. Today is the conclusion between Logan Paul and Coffeezilla. Now, yes, why am I doing this video? Because all the other content creators are going to be out there doing the same thing. But a little backstory too. I was once scammed out of money, and if you want to know a video about that, leave it in the comments. Ask me in the comments, and I will shoot a video about how I got scammed. So let's get into this. Let's get into the reaction to Coffeezilla versus Logan Paul. Let's do this, guys. You know the whole internet's gonna be blowing up about this.
Well, it's finally over. Logan Paul apologized.
Coffeezilla, your slangiest. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, more like an internet criminal.
Damn.
Oops, wrong video. That was the first response. He actually apologized in another response.
It's like a little gnat. It's like a little annoying gnat. It bothers me. The defamation lawsuit, that is happening because this is wrong. This is
I will say though, if it wasn't for Coffeezilla educating the public about scams and everything, a lot of more people would have lost so much more money. So give it up to Coffeezilla, give it up to all those people that are trying to, like, stop those scams from happening. Because in this day and age, that kind of stuff's happening like left and right.
wrong.
Hold on, wait a second. That's not it either. Turns out it's actually on his secondary channel. That's why I couldn't find it.
Why on his
It's
secondary
entitled
channel?
Thank You Coffeezilla. It's the third response from Logan Paul, and it's a pretty big change.
Like, if you do a freaking apology video and everybody's watching your main channel, it'd be like if I was doing that on my shit. Like, if I had to make an apology video on Chillin' with Mojo, and then I put my apology video on my second channel, Fishing and Chillin' with Mojo, where nobody's really looking at it. Dude, that's some sketchy shit right there.
In Logan's attitude so far. So let's see what he has to say to us.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal.
Oh, that's a relief. I thought Logan was going to hire
Oh,
me.
wow.
But in all seriousness, this video does have some major admissions in it I want to go through. For one, Logan apologizes to me.
I called him. I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire and ego.
Not only that, Logan also pledges a $1.3 million refund plan for people who bought his NFTs.
I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is
I
around
never really
$1.3
bought those
million.
NFTs.
In addition to that, he also promised
Bought into the whole
finish
Bitcoin
Crypto Zoo,
thing,
which
but I
was
put like
left
$5
abandoned.
down.
And then
So
step 3,
when
obviously finish and deliver the game. as
FTX went
outlined
down
in the white
and
paper.
my
I'll
$5
be
was
honest,
down, I
this is a
really
big
didn't care.
change
I
in
got more
tone,
into
and
Fidelity,
honestly, a lot of
so
this is good news. It's great that
that's where I keep
victims
all my main
want to get
finances.
something back. Logan seems to acknowledge his continuous lapse in judgment. He's not suing me, which is also cool. And frankly, this new response is just way better than his last two. I think we can all acknowledge that, while
Yep.
also acknowledging that it's not really a perfect response either. There are still major problems here. Like, for example, many questions just have been ignored in this response. A lot of accusations have gone unanswered, and worse, Logan still seems to be playing the victim a lot. So in this video, I'm going to do my best to give Logan credit where credit is absolutely due, while also sharing moments where I think this apology fell flat. And let me start with a positive. For example, I think if you're an outsider who is not affected by this scam and you wanted a reason to love Logan Paul again, I think this nails it. I mean, he's giving back some of the money, he's apologizing, so
I will agree. This, like, I don't really follow Logan Paul like that. The last time I really heard of Logan Paul was while he was doing his boxing thing, and then his podcast, because I thought some of his episodes were pretty dope, and some of the drama that goes on. Plus, come on, guys, Island Boys. We all know. We all know. We all watch that podcast. But the real thing where everybody started hating him was the whole China thing. The whole China thing is where he got all the hatred from. And then you could see him rebuilding his brand back to something better. And now this whole NFT scandal kind of shit. God, I mean, dude, he's getting up there. I mean, I think Logan Paul is older than me. I'm 30, so he's getting up there, man. Why are you trying to freaking keep on scamming all the kids and stuff, man?
If you're a card-carrying member of the Low Gang, you can rest easy here. Logan says he's sorry, he says he's making things right, and I think that's the point of this video, is to speak to his core audience, to tell them he didn't scam anyone, and for what it's worth, I think Logan succeeds here. The problem is, I don't think I or the CryptoZoo holders were who Logan was really addressing here. And this is where the response falls more flat, because he doesn't adequately address the real victims of CryptoZoo, which I think they're rightfully angry about. And I wanted to spend some time talking about that because, again, they've been the heartbeat of this whole story, and they feel very differently about this response than Logan's core audience does. They don't feel like it's enough, and I want to talk about why. Starting with the $1.3 million repayment plan, because obviously this is the strongest part of Logan's entire response, actually opening up his wallet, and I don't want to minimize that in this video. I just do want to put it in context, because $1.3 million is a lot of money. Unfortunately, the scam was much bigger than $1.3 million. So the fact is, most victims are not going to be made whole by this plan. Just in Zoo Coins alone, blockchain evidence shows $7.7 million was stolen by Logan's team, depending on who you believe.
Jesus Christ.
And this refund does nothing for those victims. It doesn't even apply to the holder of Zoo Coins at all. You get nothing if you bought this in-game currency. This refund only applies to current egg holders. So they can cash out that NFT for the initial mint price in crypto, which matters sort of because crypto has crashed a lot. So even though people spent $2.5 million on these eggs, in order to refund all these holders at mint price, it now only costs $1.3 million in today's money, which again is nice, but doesn't do enough because the Zoo Coins were most of this scam. I mean, that's where most of the money was spent. It wasn't just on the NFTs. It was on this in-game currency, which Logan seems to have no intention of refunding. And his response for why is pretty bad. He responds to somebody who lost $80,000 who told him, "I hope this isn't just doing what you have to do technically."
$80,000. I've never seen $80,000. So for somebody to lose $80,000 in a scam, man, that is crazy. I'm gonna be shooting a video about how much money I got scammed out of. Leave a like and comment down below if you want to see that. Seriously, I gotta get at least, I'm thinking about maybe 3 or 4 comments that just have people saying, "Hey, I want to hear about this time that you got scammed." But leave a comment down below, and I will freaking shoot that video out. But man, just to hear these people like $80,000. $80,000 was life changing to me. Shoot, $20,000 was life changing to me. $5,000, kind of life changing to me if I know how to freaking use it right. Jesus Christ, dude. I feel sorry for some of these people, but I mean, at the end of the day, how do you have $80,000 to invest in something that Logan Paul is doing? Like, it's kind of like, man, maybe you guys should have better money management skills if you're taking $80,000 and you're throwing it down here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I blame Logan Paul, but I also blame the victims because it's kind of like, oh, you lost $500. I mean, if you make 2, 3, 4 grand and you lost $500, it's kind of like, okay, that's a hard ouch. But 80 grand? Jeez, dude.
To not get sued. Logan replies with a screenshot of his white paper and later explains to another member of the Discord, "I believe there has been a misconception here. As outlined in the white paper, Zoo was created to support CryptoZoo and was not intended to be an investment vehicle. When you sold or bought is not my decision." And look, to be fair to him, there was a misconception that Zoo was an investment vehicle.
I just want to give a shout out to freaking Coffeezilla. I think this dude is dope. He has some good music. Check out Coffeezilla's music. There are some good beats. Just if you end up seeing this Coffeezilla or anybody does, more beats, more music from those artists. I see it in those comments. They're like, I want more music from these artists, and they have not sent it. Send that.
But it's a misconception that he created. I mean, he's the one who said CryptoZoo was a fun game that earned you money, and how it earned you that money was that your NFTs earned you Zoo tokens. You know, things that were supposed to have value. That was the whole point of the game. So to suggest that these coins weren't advertised as valuable or an investment vehicle is insane, especially since Logan's own team had rules for selling based strictly on the value of said investment vehicle. Quote, rules for selling: no selling until a $200 million market cap. So I think it's fair to say if Logan's own team were buying Zoo coins early, waiting for them to go up in value to a certain level and then selling them, that sounds like an investment vehicle, albeit a very stupid one.
It does sound
this
like a stupid
explanation
one.
definitely doesn't hold water, and Logan obviously just doesn't want to be on the hook for Zoo coins. Instead, he just kind of wants to refund the much smaller part of the NFTs. What makes this even worse?
My thing is this, dude, you're Logan Paul. If you and I fucking did a collaboration and say I fucked up, they see your name before they see my name. I mean, I've heard all of these other characters in the background I mean, he, come on, dude, there are like 4 or 5 or 6 other people in the background that fucked up too. But at the end of the day, it's your name. You're at fault, at the problem. I mean, I know you're trying to get yourself away from this, but at the end of the day, nobody's gonna fucking Google their name. They're gonna Google your name and they're gonna see your shit first. So I think Logan Paul needs to do something a little bit smarter. Because now everybody's just trashing his name. So everybody, including me, is making a video about Logan Paul. So it's kind of like, yo.
Worse is that this refund doesn't even apply to everyone who bought these NFTs, because some of these people sold their NFTs at a deep loss thinking that CryptoZoo was over, that it was abandoned. And there's actually a way you could have tracked this whole thing, or Logan could have, and, you know, found a way to repay all the people who lost money on eggs. But instead, this refund only applies to current holders, meaning nobody who sold during the year and a half this project was abandoned gets anything back, which is a large percentage of the actual victims. And this is pretty bad. This was brought to Logan's attention by one of the people in the Discord. Joao says, quote, Logan Paul, what will happen to the people who sold everything at a loss when the project appeared to be, quote, abandoned? Will everyone who minted be able to get that refund, or just the current owners? Now, in reply to this, someone in the Discord said, if you sell, you lose common investing knowledge. And Logan replies, seeming to agree with this idea, which is just kind of a terrible perspective for Logan to have when he seems to be saying that he wants to refund these people. And he's the reason a lot of these people left. And this is where Logan's new apology starts to ring more hollow.
I don't know what to say about that.
All of the follow-up.
Like, I really don't know what to say about that piece. It's like if you invest in a stock and you take that money out of the stock and then the stock fluctuates or it goes up or it goes down. You can't really go back to that business and say, hey, because this, I messed up. I need to go back and rebuy my stocks. So they're kind of like, okay, well, where's the money? Well, you're at a higher like level, like a paying scale now, and it's like I really don't know what to say about that. Like, I know that businesses do that. I've seen it in my stocks. I've accidentally made a stupid investment sometimes, or taken out money, and then I try to come back, and they just, I'm like, oh my God. But at the end of the day, some of these people just got to be happy that they got their money. I mean, you're investing in a Logan Paul. It's not like you're investing into something that's like really legit, like stone cold, hardcore kind of investments. You know what I mean? Logan is like a fad.
Ups after the response video, because I don't know if he can help himself from betraying how he really feels about this, because in another Discord exchange, Logan says, please do not put any more money into CryptoZoo, which, by the way, is quite reasonable to say. But then somebody follows up and says, guys, can someone explain what he said with not investing? But rather than replying, oh, guys, I just meant like I don't want anyone else losing money, or, I don't want anyone else recklessly gambling, Logan replies instead, quote, I will no longer be the scapegoat for anyone's financial
And that's the
decisions,
reason why.
which is a wild response
Because his
for someone
name
who's
is on
claiming
the
to
project.
refund people. Because it implies that he
That's
thinks
why you're
he's
the
the victim
scapegoat,
here.
because
And
nobody
this
else
is
is
just
paying attention
insane
on
to
these
say
people's
as
background.
the face of this project, which got everyone involved, because I think it betrays how he feels about this situation. He doesn't seem to see anything wrong with advertising a game that will make you money, it never delivering, millions of dollars being stolen by criminals he hired. And then when all of those people want their money back, he feels like force you to hand back what.
Okay, when he means by the Matrix, really when it comes down to it is your manager came up and was like, you gotta stop this. If you don't stop this and I'm at the door, you are losing money. They have the strong talk with you. So as far as them saying, "Oh, the Matrix is what's stopping me," no, these are people with power, with money that are coming to you, and they are saying, "Stop this." They are saying, "Oh, I'm not dealing with this, and I have enough money to make sure you either keep on going or you stop it right now." And that's when they sit back and be like, "Oh, the Matrix is coming after me. The Matrix, everybody's coming after me." Just scam somebody, dude. This is the backlash. Imagine all these other scammers that are getting away with this shit. They're not getting the backlash. And now you're getting the backlash from scamming people and you want to act like the victim. That's so dumb.
1.3 million? I just think comments like this go so far to undercut his apology, because it's very clear that instead of actually like caring about the victims, he feels like he's a victim. I mean, he's saying like, "Oh, pray you never become its target." Who's the Matrix though, Logan? Like, is it your fans who got robbed? Who are the agents coming after you? I know it's not me. I know you're not saying I'm the Matrix here in my $10 million studio. Because after all, you're thanking me. You're thanking the Matrix. Like, what is this response? It's so childish the way he speaks about this stuff. And again, this isn't to be dismissive of Logan's actions if he follows through, because there is a lot of good that 1.3 million can do. And you know what? If he goes back and he finishes the game, that's also good. But it's just so frustrating when the good that Logan seems to be doing, he's doing the bare minimum of at the last possible second, with motivations that seem to be, in the proper context, to say it lightly, irreparably tainted by self-interest. Now, I'm not going to address Logan's other two response videos, which are mostly like attacking me, because Logan sort of walked those back now. He's apologized. He said he was going to delete them. I think he deleted one of them. The other one's still up. I don't know if the impulsive episode's going to go down. Either way, it's just much less interesting now that he says he doesn't like mean it anymore. He's not going to sue. So I don't feel the need to publicly defend myself. If you're curious about all the wild stuff that was wrong in those first two responses, I'll put the video live on my Patreon, but I didn't want to release it at the time because I thought there was a better chance at getting a good ending for the victims here if I was a bit more diplomatic with Logan at this critical juncture when he was deciding whether he was going to give money back or not. I don't know if I succeeded in moving the needle, but that was certainly my intention. Either way, now that Logan has responded with his plan and I've given my perspective on how much I think it's rooted in, self-interest versus a genuine, attempt to help out the victims, I think this is about as much as I'm going to be able to contribute to this situation. I mean, I do think it's incredible that even $1.3 million came of this, while I also can acknowledge that it's not nearly enough for the real victims of this. I'll follow up in the future to make sure that he actually gives that money away. But for now, I think most of the CryptoZoo victims, if they're still hungry for justice, are going to have to take it up with Logan in ways that are different than I can do on YouTube here. Which, by the way, I think some of them are. In fact, I just saw a lawyer on YouTube, Attorney Tom. He's going to start the legal process going after Logan, using stuff like the arbitration clause in their terms of service.
Yeah, I saw another
So I
YouTuber
just
talking
wanted to
about
say,
this
if
dude.
you're
He
a
said
victim
he's
of
willing
CryptoZoo,
to
you
travel
can check out
the
that video, which I'll
distance
link to you
and
if you
go
want, or
to
consult
court,
with a lawyer, because
case
I'm sure for
after
the people
case
who lost
after
a lot of
case
money,
after
this
case
is certainly not the
after
end
case.
for them, because they didn't get a full refund, and I'm sure they'll be seeking one. But even though it's not the end for them, it is the end for me for now. This is the end of the CryptoZoo saga, and I wanted to say and give a huge heartfelt thank you to everyone who viewed this and supported me throughout this. It's been insane, the level of support when Logan was threatening
I
us,
watched one
and
of
I
these.
do not take it
Oh my
lightly.
god, I watched a
There is an
couple of these
alternate
guys.
universe where if that hadn't happened, Logan would feel emboldened to sue me and probably not give much back to the victims. So it's your support that made all the difference and got the victims at least something. So that wraps it up. Thank you for watching.
That was Coffeezilla. See, this freaking music in the background, this shit is dope. Check out his music, it is really cool. That was cool though. We have a conclusion to the Coffeezilla, friends. I mean, the Coffeezilla and Logan Paul. All right, you guys. That was the reaction to Coffeezilla and Logan Paul. Um, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Chilling with Mojo. Don't forget what we try to do on this channel. We always try to turn an ordinary day into an extraordinary day. I just saw this thing drop. Like I was watching another YouTube video and I was like, holy shit, Coffeezilla done put out a new video. So, I had to watch that real quick. All right, man. I'll see you on the next Chilling with Mojo. You guys take it easy.